to High School Math Analyzers. Today we'll talk about functions, problem sets, part 1. A parabola expressed by the equation y plus 4 equals negative 1 over 14 x plus 3 squared with shift to 7 units right and 4 units down. The statements below describe the translated graph. Select the best option for each statement. 1. The graph of the translated parabola has a blank directrix, blank. So this question is asking us about the directrix. First thing that we gotta notice is our equation is in this form. Y minus k equals 1 over 4p x minus h squared. Now since x is being squared, that means our directrix is horizontal and will be y equals blank. So the first thing that we can fill out is the graph of the translated parabola has a horizontal directrix. To find the directrix, we're going to need the vertex and we're going to need the p-value. More specifically, our directrix will be y equals k value minus p. Now our k is in our vertex. So let's find the vertex. In order to do that, we would need our form y minus k equals 1 over 4p times x minus h squared. And we're going to need our original equation, so y plus 4 equals negative 1 over 14 x plus 3 squared. From this, we know that k equals negative 4 and h equals negative 3. So our vertex for our original parabola is negative 3 comma negative 4. Remember, we have translated or shifted 7 units right and 4 units down. Shifting 7 units right means adding 7 to the x value. So we have an x value of 4. And 4 units down meaning subtracting 4 to our y value. So negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8. That is our vertex. Right? So now we're going to need to find our p-value. In order to do that, we just focus on this. 1 over 4p equals negative 1 over 14. To solve this, we can cross multiply. So negative 4p equals 14 divided by negative 4. P equals negative 3.5. Now that we have everything, we'll come back to this. Our directrix is y equals k minus p. So y equals k, which is negative 8, minus p, which is negative 3.5. So y equals negative 4.5. This is because two negatives become a positive. 2. The vertex of the parabola was shifted to blank and the focus to blank. Now remember that our new vertex that we found was 4 comma negative 8. So the first thing that we can fill out is 4 comma negative 8. Now we're going to need to find the focus. Our focus would just be h comma k plus p, right? So h comma k plus p. Our vertex is 4 comma negative 8. K is negative 8. So negative 8 plus our p-value would get me negative 11.5. So our new focus would be 4 comma negative 11.5. So let's fill that in the blank. 3. Axis of symmetry of the translated parabola can be defined by blank. Now remember, axis of symmetry is defined as x equals blank. Now remember that our x for the focus and vertex was 4. So we can just fill in the blank as x equals 4. Choose whether the shift from f of x to g of x is horizontal or vertical. Row 1, f of x equals the square root of x, g of x equals x minus a. Now notice how the change is happening inside the radical and not outside the radical, right? Nothing's added or subtracted outside the radical. That means that it will have to be horizontal. If anything is added or subtracted outside our f of x or radical, that would be vertical. But in our case, the change is happening inside the radical. So that's why our answer will be horizontal. Here we have f of x equals x cubed and f of x equals x cubed minus 17. Notice how nothing happens to the x, but we see that there is a minus 17 on the outside of x cubed. So that means that this shift is a vertical shift. Now we have f of x equals 2 to the x power and f of x equals 2 to the x power plus 1. Now our general rule here is if anything happens, if there's any change to the x value, then it will be horizontal. In our case, the change is x plus 1, right? So the change is something's happening to the x value. When something happens to the x value, that means the shift will be horizontal. Give the correct input and output values for the inverse of x if f of x equals x cubed plus x. Now since we're talking about inverses, inverse function simplifies to x. So one example that I can have is the inverse of b equals a if f of a equals b. So let's say I put in 10 and 2, right? So in this form right here, the inverse of 10 equals 2. If f of a, which is 2, equals 10. Alright, so we can plug that in. F of 2 equals 2 cubed plus 2. That is the same as saying 2 times 2 times 2 plus 2, which is the same as saying 8 plus 2, which is 10. So if this rule is true, then this is the correct input and output values. Please subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Like, comment, and share this video. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at High School Math Analyzers. Thanks for watching. We hope this video was helpful to you, and we'll see you in the next one.